There are so many ways to approach the Bible, especially if you're a new believer or you're a seasoned believer, if you've read the Bible hundreds of times and you just don't know where to start or restart on your Bible reading. So this is what I've been doing. For the past 2 to 3 years, I am not a big proponent on the 1-year Bible plan. I do not enjoy reading the Bible at that quick pace because I feel like I'm missing out on so many of the things that the Lord is speaking to me in my season. So this is what I do. I started with something that interested me. So for example, I was very interested in the end times and all of that concept. So I started reading Revelation, and many people would think that's crazy, but that's just where I was at. So I read Revelation and I ended up reading it 3 times. So back to back to back, I read it 3 times over because I was just open to so much information and I wanted to study it so much further. Up from that point, I started kind of going between the Old Testament and the New Testament. When it comes to the New Testament, I kind of just go through all the letters slowly and I try to do 1 chapter a day. And I am taking notes because there's just so much teaching in there that is very current, very useful at any point. So that is how I approach the New Testament. Then when it comes to the Old Testament, I do try and stick to some type of chronological order. Now again, there is no perfect exact way of reading it chronologically because some things were happening at the same time, they're intertwined. So I'm gonna leave you kind of like the list of the Old Testament chronologically on how me and my husband have been reading it. And of course, there's other ways you could read it, but that's just how we do it. So what I do is I'll choose sometimes to read the New Testament and other times the Old Testament. And I kind of just go back and forth so that I have time for teaching and just consuming, learning, knowledge, and then time for stories / also teaching, but mostly things that are more like faster paced. So it's a story, so it's easier to digest rather than teaching that is a little bit slower. So these are the ways I do it. If you have any other questions about my Bible reading, how I read my Bible, how I do things, please let me know and I can keep doing videos like this.